Remember what you were doing in 1998? Was it playing Starcraft? Then you're probably pretty excited about the sequel, the first non-World of Warcraft Blizzard game since 2003. A number of lucky gamers have already been let into the Starcraft 2 multiplayer beta, and we're here to show you a slice of what's in it. Specifically, that means how the Terran units have evolved from the first Starcraft to Starcraft 2.
Yes, sir!
Let's start with the simplest of the Terran units, the lowly SCV. These guys in Starcraft are the backbone of your economy. They mine minerals and transport gas so you can build and expand. They also do all the building, setting up starports and barracks and everything else, and can even repair mechanical units and structures. From Starcraft to Starcraft 2, not all that much has changed about these guys, aside from an obvious improved appearance. Be sure to keep building these guys and keep them busy if you want a chance to win. The Marine is the most basic infantry unit for the Terrans in both Starcraft and its sequel. They can attack land and air with their guns, and are useful in early game situations for disrupting an enemy base or packing into a bunker for defense. In Starcraft 2, they obviously look prettier, and have been tweaked a little, like how you can upgrade them with combat shields that add hit points. Do not send these guys in against heavily armored units like siege tanks, or you'll probably get wiped out. Firebats were a favorite in the original Starcraft, fatally toasting enemies with jets of flame, but they're not in the multiplayer beta for the sequel. Neither are the fast-moving vulture bikes from the original, which were useful in hit-and-run attacks and for scouting. Instead, in StarCraft 2, the functionality of both of these units have been combined into the Hellion. This is a light vehicle that moves fast and shoots a giant plume of flame from the front. So even though you might be sad you can't use Firebats against others online, you can at least still gleefully torch them as they yell at you via chat. StarCraft fans should fondly remember medics, added in the Brood War expansion, that help keep your infantry alive. Combined with a dropship, a combined assault could effectively annoy an opponent. In StarCraft 2's online component, you'll find the usefulness of both of these units to be fused. The medic isn't available, and instead of just a dropship, you get a medevac dropship. This thing can transport troops as well as heal those on the ground, leaving you more room to pack in fighters for a surprise assault. One unit that's just as simple and straightforward as it was in the original is the siege tank. This thing's as reliable as they come, blasting ground targets with its turret and stretching out into siege mode to dish out severe punishment. Don't think you'll be making much progress with a ground-based army if a group of these things are in the way. And let's not forget the Terran unit that nobody likes to see moving in, the battlecruiser. In the first Starcraft, this offensive powerhouse could be made even more deadly with the Yamato cannon upgrade, blowing up targets in the blink of an eye. In Starcraft 2, battlecruisers can still shred air and ground targets with little mercy, and can also fire their trademark Yamato cannon with the proper upgrade. If you see a big group of these things headed your way, you better be prepared, or it's pretty much lights out. And finally, though there isn't really a direct analog to these guys in the first game, the Terran Thor unit in StarCraft 2 is too cool to neglect mentioning. This huge walking tank can decimate ground units with its giant cannons and even knock out airborne foes with missiles. Creating a varied assault force with these guys leading the charge is tough to stop, unless of course you run right into siege tanks. There are plenty more units in the Terran arsenal, but this should give you a quick idea of how some of the things have evolved. Of course, I haven't touched on all the ways Blizzard adjusted the Zerg and Protoss forces in the sequel, so stay tuned to IGN for more coverage for as long as the beta stays open. And who knows, maybe this game will actually come out someday.